Hello everyone, my name is James and this is Real Biased Gaming. Today I'm going to be sharing a few of my opinions on esports and how I think players should treat the game, the audience, and their fellow gamers. So there's this video that has been blowing up that actually Eurogamer posted. Now it shows footage of the Call of Duty European Championships, mostly just one match between these two teams, and with players on both sides literally flipping their shit when they won a round, as well as other, wonderfully bad sportsmanlike moves like trash talking, serious language, and a few classic come at me bro stares. Now, I joined in on Reddit with my 2 cents about gamer professionalism, but then I remembered that I'm a YouTuber, not a blogger, so I'm here to talk to you instead of write at you. Ian from Eurogamer, the gentleman who covered some of the tournament and actually narrates the video, he's a really well-spoken guy, and I definitely respect him for that. Now, he tries to actually play off a lot of the scene, trying to make Call of Duty Esports come out looking okay, and not just Call of Duty Esports, but a lot of esports, because a lot of esports actually deal with this kind of issue right now. It tries to ask rhetorical questions and tries to make his audience kind of be able to relate and understand their point of view, and to kind of making the scene not look as bad as it is. So I kind of want to go through some of these questions and try and see if I can't debunk them. We'll see how well we do. So one of his first questions is, he asks, maybe there's something more strategic, it wasn't just like blind bro rage, that they were actually kind of plans for this, and it was worked into the team's overall strategy with all the yelling and cursing. So he then interviews actually one of the team captains for the teams that was playing, this guy who basically incited a lot of the trash talking, and guess what? It was all planned. I mean, it was motivation and adrenaline for his team. Seriously, I mean, is that really what you need? You can't play your game at a high enough level by just sitting there and focusing on the game itself? So basically, this team captain has to use mind games, and he actually mentions, he's like, oh, it's all a mind game. He has to use mind games and trick his team basically into playing well, into playing at a tournament level. I mean, if it's just a trick, I mean, how are you guys a legitimate team if you have to rely on that kind of stuff? I mean, like I said, you should just be able to sit there and kick butt at somebody without having to scream and yell at your buddies and at the opposing team. And from a viewer standpoint, I mean, maybe this hit a little close to home. Maybe this is kind of only me, but I feel like nerds have been sitting behind desks and getting really, really good at their games for years and years now. I mean, well, we know that it's been happening for years and years now, but the last thing I want to see is the best of us, getting their faces shouted in by these assholes and bullies basically on the opposing team. I mean, it really is, it's pathetic and it's quite frustrating to watch as a viewer. So then Ian mentions that, we all swear when we're playing Call of Duty or any of these games by ourselves at home. And he mentions that these teams are playing for millions of dollars, and that's all on the line, and there's so much pressure there. Well, hey, guess what? This is not the first time sports have been watched by a vast community. I mean, yes, esports, but nobody cares about how much pressure you're under. I mean, if you cannot play like a decent human and in a decent sportsman-like way, I mean, how can you call yourself a pro? People have been playing under pressure for hundreds and hundreds of years now, and the real pros are the ones who can remain calm and play well under all that pressure. Now, it's same with the comment about all of us swearing at home when we're playing Call of Duty and all those other games. I mean, yes, we all do it when we're alone and when we're with friends, but we don't do it when we're at work, when we're at our jobs, and I wouldn't want to do it in front of millions of people, having them all see me like swearing like a sailor and basically making a fool of myself. And why should we be paying attention to these guys if they're treating this big stage and this huge audience as if they were playing at home with their friends? This is a big deal. I mean, yes, esports, it's in its infancy, but to the hundreds of thousands of people that tune in to watch like the League of Legends championships and the thousands and thousands of people that tune in to watch MLG Dallas just about a week or two ago, I mean, there's thousands of gamers out there who wish they could be up on that stage. They wish they could be esports pros. And the people who do make it onto that stage, then they shouldn't be treating it as if it was their living room. So one last bit I want to mention here is that Ian mentions other sports like European football or rugby. Now, I don't know too much about those sports necessarily, but I assume the sports comparison easily transfers over, so I'm going to talk about football and baseball. So for baseball players, it's actually pretty simple because baseball is a relatively classy sport, okay? A game where it's, you really need to be able to stay truly focused and calm and just dead serious throughout the entire game, basically. So it's pretty simple in baseball. You do not trash talk or publicly intimidate other players. Simple as that. If you intimidate them, you do it in subtle ways. If you're a player, if you're a hitter, right, you actually crowd the plate. You know, if you're a pitcher, you back them off the plate or you just hit them with one of your pitches. That's how you intimidate people. You don't need to show off in a caveman-like fashion. The pro in the video talks about mind games. Yeah, yelling in somebody's face is a mind game. Just watch a game of baseball. Umpires and even the crowd, they're all right there. So you just don't do it because it's embarrassing. And not only that, but because it's immature and it's disrespectful to the game that you're playing. Okay, so that was easy. But how about football? Right? Players get really heated, they mouth off to each other, and they even get right up into each other's faces. I mean, yes, people swear and intimidate each other in football, but when they fly off the handle, they're immediately ridiculed by the media and, if possible, reeled in by their coaches. They're even given a penalty if anything more than just a few harsh words passes between the players. If it starts getting anywhere near out of hand, just penalty flags are thrown. Their entire team is penalized, and then, I mean, they have to lock it down at that point. So no, I really don't think that a comparison to other sports, although they swear in other sports, that just doesn't fly. Basically, I just want to say to the pro player, to just the amorphous, just general pro player out there, that the game you play, it's not about you. You may think so, but it is not about you. Tomorrow, someone else is just going to come in and beat you and take your place in the spotlight. I mean, if you wake up one day and you can't win, then you're going to be gone, and nobody cares that at one tournament you just you made a huge scene and were really just horrible to the other players in the game. Esports is about the fans and the game itself. And players add spice and variety just with their personalities, to be sure, but the sport doesn't die if they leave, just like any other sport. Except maybe like cycling. Yeah. What is really sad is that an ESL spokesperson, instead of saying anything about improving sportsmanship among the players or getting better referee interaction, they just said that this is all completely normal. They're just going to let these children continue to basically just do what they want on stage. It's kind of disappointing. So this is the part of Find Your Opinions where you get to let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I mean, let me know what you think about any of my specific points or points from the actual video. Let me know in the comment section below, and subscribe for more gaming discussion and news content. Once again, I'm James, and this is Real Biased Gaming.